I'm Reverend Michelle Johnson, and welcome to Wednesday's Word of Truth. The title of this episode is The Cost of Complacency. It's based on the book of Genesis, chapter 11, verses 31 and 32, that read, Terah took his son Abram, his grandson Lot, son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law Sarai, the wife of his son Abram, and together they set out from of the Chaldeans to go to Canaan. But when they came to Haran, they settled there. The term promised land was a metaphor for Canaan, eventually called Israel. It was a fertile land, good for agriculture and shepherding. The land was good for people to live and thrive. Its regions held different properties. Galilee in the north contained lush mountains, while the climate closer to Judea was dry and arid. Abram's father, Terah, set out for Canaan, the promised land, but he settled in Haran. This stopping point represents a place of partial obedience. This is why the name Terah is often used as an example of failure to follow through with God's directive or spiritual complacency. In African American slave culture, the promised land was once again used as a metaphor. This promised land referred to the free states in America and the bordering country Canada. During the reign of the slaveocracy in America, a well-strategized, systematic structure evolved that helped the enslaved to freedom. This Underground Railroad was a secret network of routes, safe houses, and welcoming people. It is estimated that over 100,000 enslaved people escaped to freedom by way of the Underground Railroad, led by its conductor, Harriet Tubman. But the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850 made for dangerous travel even in free states, as it required escaped slaves to be returned to their so-called owners. That's why a major principle for those making their way to freedom was to keep moving. They could not stop for long periods of time. They had to keep it moving toward their promised land. There are many voices that attempt to explain why Terah settled in Haran instead of keeping it moving toward his promised land of Canaan. Some say that Terah lacked the spiritual fortitude to be chosen by God. Others say that his decision was sheer disobedience and that he willfully stopped when he should have kept it moving. Still, others say that the city of Haran was a vibrant business center where Terah could make a fortune. Either way, it's clear that Terah settled for less than what God had to offer him and his descendants. Terah became complacent. He was caught up in a feeling of self-satisfaction. He was only concerned about the present and lost sight of the future. Terah became numb to the sense of urgency that accompanies all people who are committed to becoming more than they have been. As a result of his complacency, Terah settled in Haran. He settled in Haran and refused to keep it moving. He settled in Haran for limited blessings and forfeited the infinite blessings of the promised land of God. Terah had ancestral blessings waiting for him and his descendants in Canaan. But his stubborn complacency caused him to lose it all, proving to us that we all will pay a high price for our complacency.
I'm Reverend Dr. Michelle Johnson, and you have been listening to Wednesday's Word of Truth. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Join me next week for another segment of Wednesday's Word of Truth. Thank you for listening.